Hi, I'm Dr. Kimberly Gators White, Dean of the Evelyn Reid Syphax School of Education at Virginia Union University. And I want to thank you for joining us for our first segment in a series of video events, Parents as Partners. We value parents as partners as their child's first teacher. Therefore, during this time when parents are so vital to the educational experience that their child is gaining, we've decided to begin a series to provide some meaningful tips to help you as you educate your children. Joining me today for this first series that will focus on holiday teaching tips, I have Michelle McQueen Williams, the Executive Director of our P through 12 Partnership and Educational Initiatives, Alfonso Sealy, Interim Assistant Dean for the School of Education. And from our local school systems, we have Taronda Morrison and Wanzel Cordoza Felder. So, Dr. McQueen Williams, you have been in the school systems for a while, and you've seen and worked with not only teachers, but parents in a variety of ways. And so I'm sure you have some very engaging tips for our families today. So if you will provide some tips to parents for working just very generally to help keep their children engaged during the holiday season.
Thank you, Dr. Gators. I'm happy to help as we launch our Parents with Partners series. Some of the general things that can be done, especially in the quarantine, is beginning to read together. Just about 20 minutes a day, if you're able, with books of choice for the child, what the child wants to read would be awesome. Board games like Monopoly will help with math for our upper grade students. Maybe sorting and counting macaroni and cheese as you get ready to prepare that holiday meal, and the sounds of the alphabets, just letting them sing them and say them to you as you have them do their chores. Of course, authentic texts like recipes will help students to learn and be engaged as they do something for you at the same time. Making conversation is a great way to help during the holidays, as well as writing and reading those greeting cards that you'll be getting. Fun and exciting ways to help. And don't forget about mindfulness. You know, this is a stressful time for our young people. So maybe doing some yoga, some breathing, a deep breathing and calming techniques might help them over this 10-day break. So happy holidays.
Wow, thanks, Dr. McQueen Williams. You've given me some tips for myself and really some things that I had not even thought about. And so, even though I don't have younger kids, I do have nieces, nephews, cousins, and I have other individuals that I might be able to share some of those strategies with. So, again, thank you so much for those tips. As part of our series, we value parents, grandparents, and all of those individuals who are helping to educate children in the home or other settings. But we want to shift to fathers. So many times fathers are left out as educators. So we know that they are a vital resource for children. Dr. Sealy, could you just focus a little bit on some tips for fathers that they may want to think about as they help to educate or to inspire or continue to motivate, and as Dr. McQueen Williams said, to just kind of de-stress themselves and their children throughout the holiday break?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Gates White. Fathers, and not only fathers, but just mentors. In case you're not a father, if you mentor your kids and you go see your mentees over the break, there are so many exciting things that you can engage your kids with that will help with their reading. Such things as when you're watching that football game on Saturday, college football, if you're watching Sunday night football, ask them about the game and like talk about their favorite sports. And ask them why is it their favorite sports, and maybe have them write about it. Or during Christmas, if your kid just so happened to luck up and get that PS5, you get a chance to play those favorite games that they might want and ask them about their characters. And so as they get their characters, have them to write about their characters and why is that their superhero and what would they do to alternate that game, to have them engage with that. Also, if your kids is really big into comic books, DC Comics, Marvel heroes, have them to draw their favorite character, to talk about what that character is and read with them, partner read with them on those comic book series. Also, Have them Legos. If you have Lego games, build something that's creative to them. And while you're building something, let them use their imaginations and you engage with them. And by chance, if you don't have any boys, if you have a girl, their favorite princess, and ask them why is it their favorite princess, and have them draw their favorite princess and how they would save the day, and you engage with them on that. And if you want to cook with them, if you decide to be creative, get them in the story and let them read something that's creative with cooking and engage them into those activities.
Oh, wow. I'm looking for a PS5 myself, Dr. Seeley. So when you mentioned that, even for my oldest son is, but I'm still searching and can't find.
Yes,
But for those who do look up and get that PS5 or other video games, there's still a way to engage the kids beyond just having them sit there and play the game with them. That would really, really help with some of that brain fog that comes over this
exactly.
holiday break. So
Exactly.
thank you so much. And I'm sure those fathers could just really kind of think about they really already do a lot of those things. So don't
Exactly.
feel left out, fathers, because you definitely aren't. You do have a very, very, very significant place at the table to help educate your children. And as
Yes.
Dr. Seeley said, not only your children, but your mentees, your nephews, nieces, others that you just come in contact with each and every day. Children look up to you. So continue
Yes.
to be there for them. We do ask you that. So we do know that every child can learn, not on the same day and not in the same way. So, Miss Morrison, you and Miss Cordoza Felder, what I would like for you to do is just spend a little time to talk about differentiated tips, ways that we can engage with our students who have exceptionalities to make sure that they are also engaged throughout the holiday season.
Well, one of my ways I like to talk about that is to let your everyday activities guide your learning. So if you are going to the grocery store, make sure you know look at the food aisles, let them pick out what foods they like, talk about the letters, talk about how to read the directions. Directions are very important. How to prepare the meals. Also, if you're working with laundry, let them sort. Let them put the right detergent in, all of those things. If you're making Christmas ornaments, ah, you can work on sequencing and patterns with the ornaments. You can use pictures and talk about what exactly is going on in that picture and why it's special and why do you want to make an ornament out of that for your tree or for your Christmas card. Um, and also physical activities, getting outside. When you take a walk, talk about what you see, where you're going, your surroundings. Talk and let them talk back to you. So many times we talk to the students or your children, but you don't let them answer back to you. So you want them to communicate with you and be able to express themselves and listen to them, and then allow them to elaborate on whatever you're talking about. And I guess my last thing would be outdoor skills. If you go outside, because all have some type of COVID fatigue now with Zoom and all the virtual learning, kick a ball, have them roll it back to you, have them shoot basketball, have them place outside roller skating, hula hooping, jumping with ropes, anything that keeps them active and maybe from out in front of the computer because we all have been there so much.
Yes, you're right about that. Very, very right about that. So thank you for that. And you're kind of making me hungry talking about those reading recipes and things. Miss Cordoza Felder.
Well, even though it may be hard to keep your normal routines during the holiday, it is very essential for some of our students who are on a routine to stay on that routine because it will make it very difficult for them to transition when it's time to return back to school. So try to maintain your normal bedtimes, your wake up times, your meal schedule. If they're on any medication management, maintain that so that when it's time to go back to school, they'll still be in that routine. Also, while cooking those holiday meals, invite them into the kitchen. And you can help with their independent living skills and collaborate with our core content areas, such as let them do the measurements and incorporate fractions. Talk about temperatures when you turn that oven on and let it heat on for that holiday dinner. You can also include in this time where we're all socially isolated, you want them to continue with their social skills. Play a game with them, count money with them, how Miss McQueen said with Monopoly, or just sit there and draw with them. Social skills is important, but we have to do it all in a safe way. If they miss some of their friends that they interact with, a healthy Zoom meeting is fine, not a academic, but a healthy Zoom. Just call or call family and friends that they miss to let them know, hey, I'm just calling to check on you. Those social and communication skills are very, very important. And most important, work on hand washing so that we can keep everyone safe.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Thanks so much. I thank all of you all for those tips. Not only we touched on the ABCs and one, two, threes of education, but we've also talked about character education, as well as social and emotional skills, and physical activity as well. And all of those are really important for us, each and every one of us, as we continue to stay safe, to stay academically engaged, so that we can all return in January to the academic space and it will seem like we haven't missed a beat. So, again, thank you all for joining us on this first segment of our Parents as Partners series, and we hope that you will join us for for future segments. Again, thanks so much, and we want to all wish you a Merry
Happy
Merry
Christmas
holiday.
and
Christmas.
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year.
Thanks again. Bye
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 bye.
from Virginia Union University.